Happy Friday. It is January 26th. I'm your host, Kimberly Perot, and welcome to Wasatch Weekends. We are winding down the Sundance Film Festival 2024. It is their 40th anniversary. Lots of exciting movies and films were shown this week. I had a conversation earlier in the week with producer Frank A. Kahlo about all the work that he's doing, his expectations for Sundance, and more. Plus, we had a conversation with the cast of the show Hightown and how to protect from flu season. So I'm your host, Kimberly, and I'm excited you're here to join me this morning. But before we get started, let's take a look at the weather. Now, Sundance is quite an exciting time in the film industry, especially here in Park City, and we love it. I had a conversation with producer Frank M. Kahlo all about his expectations, the projects he's worked on, what he's looking forward to in the future, and his excitement around the Sundance Film Festival. Let's take a look. Now, our next guest has over 30 years in the film industry and all kinds of interesting projects that he's worked on. But joining me today is the founder of FMC Productions, Frank Kahlo. Frank, how are you this morning?
Good, thank you, and thank you for having me again. Last time I saw this TV station was in 2019 at the Sundance Film Festival when they were based in Park City, and we had a great time back then. And I want to thank you again for having me again. It really means a lot.
Well, thrilled to have you here. You know, you are so impressive with what you've done. You've got works in docuseries and theater and film and TV series. So, Frank, tell me a little bit about yourself and how you got started.
I'm a kid who wanted to do what I'm doing now since I was 5 years old, and I have five sisters, and I used to line them up when I was a kid and play director, and I would get plays from the library and make them read it, and of course they would quit, and I would get mad, but I'll be sitting there going like this, and I just had to follow that path. And one of the best training processes I had, which I didn't know at the time, was in the theater. I got hooked up in the Goodman Theater where I did my undergrad, which was a elite directing school back then, and then led me to New York City, to the American Academy of Dramatic Arts, and then New York University Film School. And been working on my craft, and I'm still working on my craft, and that's what I've been taught by the masters. And I was one of the fortunate people to actually study under Elia Kazan, one of the few people who ever did. He only took like 6 people under his wing, and I was, I still keep hearing those people's words, my mentors, and I'm always learning my craft.
That's so great, and you've got such an interesting background in what you've done. And Sundance is an old friend to you. You actually won the Grand Jury Prize in 2001 for the film The Believer, starring Ryan Gosling. So talk to me about how your career has progressed. You know, what have you done since then? And let's just walk through a little bit of the involvement and the evolution.
It was amazing because I was working with Lionsgate at the time as with studio, and I did a film called The Cookout with them, with Queen Latifah and Danny Glover, and then I branched off on my own, and The Believer came along, and which was a wonderful film process. And I was actually assigned to another film, and thank God I got off of it and went to The Believer. And Henry Bean, who directed that, was marvelous. And Ryan Gosling was unknown. No one knew him. Nobody wanted him. And we fought for him to be in the movie. And Henry Bean stayed strong with the studios, and he delivered. I mean, he was incredible talent along with the entire crew of that. And then I also won Tribeca Film Festival as a producer for another film by another wonderful director, Darko. It was called Here and There, and with Cyndi Lauper and David Thornton. Wonderful cast, wonderful acting. So my career has been up in the festival roots. We've been nominated with, I believe, The Believer. We were about to get nominated with an Oscar, but then 9/11 hit. It came out at the same time. and then they kind of pulled it off the shelf. It was around the same time when American History X was around. I think our competition was Almost Famous back then, you know. So it was a great competition, and I've been doing a lot of major films, and I'm working on two films now that I'm promoting called Awesome Gal, which we did a trailer, and I wrote my co-writer and I wrote the screenplay, and it's written by based on a true story by Deborah Ring, who's one of the executive producers, and her son, who's an actor in the trailer. It was a wonderful job. His name's Cameron Ring. We're promoting that. It's about an abused horse and a girl in Virginia who's both find that they need a healing. And I kind of like human interest stories. I like the warm, sensitive, character-driven stories. I think that's what the world needs today, and really feel good movies. And my other movie is called Moonrider, which is about a film director who lost his daughter in the previous year, and now he's directing his new film, and it slowly starts becoming about her. And it's a really great process of healing, that kind of a healing, and very character-driven.
They sound so great. I think a lot of the films that we've seen recently have been kind of dark and doomsday and,
Yeah,
not having a positive outcome or
I
anything
know,
like
but I
that.
think that's the thinking of the world
It
today.
is, it is,
We,
and I love that you kind of are doing these character-driven stories that have some inspiration or some hope to them. So that's very exciting. So let's talk about Sundance. You are coming to Sundance. Tell me a little bit about what you have going on this year and just your involvement with it.
well, I want to get out there because I want to shake the tree again. Last time I was out there was 2019, and with had a wonderful time there. Great event, and uh, and I haven't been there, because of COVID, and so this has been my first time back since 2019, and I'm really looking forward to it because I'm really going out there to shake the tree, show off the films, meet the people, have events planned up, and Sundance is one of the biggest film festivals, and it's one of the best that I like. I liked other ones, but there's one other film festival that I think young filmmakers should keep their eye on. It's called the Tryon International Film Festival. It's based in Tryon, North Carolina, and they have sponsored my work for so many years now. And I'm also one of the panelists for the judges. And I would suggest a lot of young filmmakers, new filmmakers, look at that as a film festival coming up. It's up and coming, and it's the founders are Bo and Kurt, and Ashley Crane's the artistic director. Wonderful time, wonderful place to submit films, equivalent to what we got here at Sundance, just on a smaller level. So Sundance, I'm coming out there to look for to shake the tree a little bit, because when I find things are stagnant because we're coming off the strike, we're coming off the COVID, we're coming off back into the world again. Sometimes when instead of sitting home doing nothing, that's the time when you have to get out there and shake the tree, meet new people, start new projects, get out there. And instead of staying home and waiting for it to happen, because it's never going to happen if you're going to just wait for it. You got to make it happen.
That's so true, and you can feel the energy at Sundance this year that everybody's just excited and
Yes,
enthusiastic to
yes,
support each other, and obviously friendly competition, which is always great. But just to get out there, make the connections, get the
yes, you're
films
absolutely
rolling,
right.
and get things going again.
You're absolutely right. And I feel that in New York City too. Now the energy's back, especially the holidays, these past holidays. And I could feel that again. And it feels good. It really feels good. We need to be out there working again to support the community, and make things work for yourself.
Absolutely. And Frank, can you tell us, where can viewers go to see the body of work that you're doing and what you're working on now, and to follow your projects, and especially at Sundance as well?
I'm sorry, what was the question?
Oh, can you just tell us where our viewers can go to follow your
Oh, I'm
work and all
sorry.
the projects you're working on?
Yeah, on IMDb Pro, I'm under Frank M. Callow because of there's another Frank Callow out there as well, the director, and we get each other's emails sometimes. So it's Frank M. Callow on IMDb Pro. My website is fmcfilm.com, and you can come there and visit. I'm open to meeting new people, new projects, and we have a good source of getting projects done and a good track record on top of that.
That's great. Is there anywhere in particular that you're excited to check out while you're at Sundance?
Yeah, I'm going through the films now, and I'm looking at the selection of film. I'm pretty booked up looking at films because I'm really excited to go to see some of the films there and to meet some of my old friends that we're all going to be meeting there from all over the world, and including Europe and this country. And so I'm very excited about it. I just was in Iceland not too long ago for a while, and so I'm kind of used to the weather, so I'm dressed, at least I'm dressed for it anyway.
Well, we got a little bit of a break from the snowfall that happened last week, so that's a good thing. But Frank, we appreciate you. Very excited to see all the work that you're doing, and just to follow along with the projects. You're so impressive in the industry, and I know it'll be a
Thank
great
you
time
so
to
much.
have you here in Park City for the Sundance Film Festival. We appreciate you.
Thank you so much, and my love to Danielle as well. Thank you so much.
I will tell her you said hello.
Okay, thank you.
Wonderful. Well, thanks, Frank. We'll be back with more after this.
Thank you.
Lots of exciting shows are on the television. Kevin had a conversation with some of the cast from Hightown. Let's take a look at that combo.
There's a lot of great programming out there, a lot of great series going, but there's one in particular with stars. It is a riveting drama set in Cape Cod, Massachusetts, starring Monica Raymond and James Badge Dale. It's called Hightown. I'm here with those two stars right now to talk a little bit about the series, getting ready to head into Series 3. How are you both today?
Hi, we're doing great. How are you?
Hi. This drama is riveting. It's one of those I always talk, if you're going to binge watch something, you get stuck inside this. Monica, tell me a little bit about the drama and your role in this. Obviously, you're a Massachusetts State Trooper in this role. And how does the drama that you played in, say, Chicago Fire play into the role that you play here?
Hightown is this action-packed drama, super intense, really focused on the crime that happens in Cape Cod. I'm playing Jackie Quinones, and I'm kind of obsessed with this murder investigation. There are these murdered sex workers, these missing girls, and my character Jackie, she goes on and off the wagon. She likes to booze and party. Through it all, she's really trying to find redemption for those girls. And you know, Chicago Fire was such a huge part of my career. It's so much fun. I played a first responder, and being able to play another kind, you know, I'm playing in the cop field here in Hightown, so there's some similarities I was able to transfer over.
Yeah, James, now the cop role then kind of rolls over to you with Ray. Ray, his character evolves through Series 1 through Series 2, and you're always rooting for Ray. You, as someone who's playing Ray, are you rooting for Ray, or are there times when you go, I don't know what to do with Ray?
Yeah, am I rooting for Ray? Ray, you got to have love for your characters. I love Ray. I love how flawed he is. I love how wrong he can be, and you know, in this exploration of the show, we all play these characters that are kind of broken, and we got these bags of broken glass, and we're just carrying them with us, and we're trying to put them back together again. So, you know, through Ray's mistakes, I'm learning how to be a better person.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Now, Monica, I looked at a sneak peek of Series 3, which airs on January 26th at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. And the opening sneak peek, it's like, great, there's another body on the beach. What's going on? Tell me a little bit about leading into this and what part you had in the character who makes up Jackie Quinones.
Yeah, leading in, you're right. There's like body, we come in on another body on the beach. So right away, like my character Jackie is, you know, nose to the ground, really trying to figure out the end of this crazy investigation. And Jackie is made up of, like Badge was saying, like these are really flawed bags of broken glass. And Jackie's trying her best to do what's best and to help other people, but she ends up also just like hurting herself in the process and getting in her own way. She's trying to, she is an alcoholic. She does rely on booze and partying in order to escape, but she's constantly battling that and really trying to find life as a sober person so that she can be a real help for these girls who do need her help.
Yeah, and like I was talking about Ray, you know, everybody's rooting. They go, come on, Jackie, don't do it, don't do it. and they're giving advice, talking to the screen as everything is taking place with the drama. So with the drama, I mean, that's your background. Do you want to stay in drama work, or do you want to try to evolve in another role?
Yeah, I would love to do it all. I love doing drama, like gritty drama is, I love it. I love crime. I love suspense and thriller. It's kind of like what I love to watch as well. But I really love doing comedy. I think, I am a very joyful person, and I like to laugh a lot. And I want to work with friends and be on comedic, joyful light sets. I've had a little bit of experience so far, but I'd really like to do some fun comedy in the future for sure.
Yeah, James, you both have such a wonderful dynamic on the screen. Talk to me about off the screen. How do you guys work off the screen together, and what do you do?
What
What do we do? Life imitates art. Art imitates life. This was our final season, and I can't express how much I love Monica, who's sitting next to me, and this entire cast and crew. We had a special vibe going on, and a real positive vibe, and we treated everybody with respect, and we also took a lot of risks and expanded the work, and what a wonderful 3 years we had together.
Yeah, I think it's exactly that just draws the viewers in. They sense that relationship, and you work so well together. Now, James, you had two parents that were on stage. Talk to me a little bit about how you learned and how that impacted you and your career.
It's funny, like watching your parents on stage. I didn't want to be on stage. I wanted to do other things, and the theater really kind of took me when I was 21, and I became obsessed with it. And it's I'm grateful to be here. I'm grateful to be able to tell stories and take chances on things that matter to me. And it's nice to be here.
Well, Monica and James, thank you so much for spending time with us today here on TV8. Congratulations on your success, and I can't wait for Series 3 to roll out this Friday.
Having us.
All right.
Now it's January. We are in the last week of January, but you know what that means? We are in the height and the thick of cold and flu season. I had a conversation with a pediatrician about how to best keep your surfaces clean to prepare and protect your family of the oncoming flu. Now, it is the winter season, and you know what that means. It is the height of being sick, including respiratory viruses such as the flu. Joining me today to talk about how you can prevent that is Dr. Mona Amin, talking all about how to keep your surfaces clean and to just live your best life so that you do not miss a day of work or a day of school. Dr. Amin, how are you this morning?
I'm wonderful. Thanks for having me here.
So, excellent to have you here. Now, we are in the height of flu season and any other respiratory viruses as well. So how can you help protect yourself and your family against getting these viruses?
You are right that we are in the thick of it, and when life happens, germs happen as well. So it's inevitable that you and your family may get sick from time to time. So as a mother and pediatrician, I very much understand this, and I like to recommend adopting a holistic germ prevention strategy. So this is where we look at reducing our risk of getting illness and also spreading illness. And this is the most effective way to help keep you and your family healthy and reduce the risk of spreading illnesses.
So elaborate a little bit further on that. How can you prevent spreading germs? I know germs live on the surfaces of hard surfaces as well as soft surfaces. So can you share more about that?
Yeah, so following CDC guidance for vaccines like getting the flu shot, which can really help reduce our risk of getting the flu, but also in multiple studies for adults and children, it's shown to actually reduce the risk of serious disease and complications and hospitalizations. So that is one aspect of that holistic strategy. And like you mentioned, going into cleaning and disinfecting and hand washing as well.
So talk to me about disinfecting. So what are some high-touch surfaces that can carry the germs for longer than we expect?
Oh yes, and these are sometimes things people don't even think about, but basically anything you're touching on a regular basis in your home. So high-touch, high-traffic areas include countertops, doorknobs, remote controls, and light switches, and using things like disinfecting solutions like Clorox disinfecting wipes, which kills 99.9% of germs on hard, non-porous surfaces, can really help. And this is especially important when a virus is actively circulating in the home, so that we can reduce the risk of spreading it to other members of the household.
You know, it's so true. And we touch our cell phones on a regular basis. I carry Clorox wipes with me to go. So whether I'm traveling, I wipe down plane services, light switches, remote controls in hotel rooms, all of that. So talk to me about keeping our hands clean as well.
Yeah, so that proper hand hygiene, which I'm sure we all know about, but became even more popular in the pandemic, but it's important all the time. And that includes washing your hands with soap and water for 20 seconds before eating and hopefully before touching your face, because that's how germs spread. We touch a surface, it may have a germ. We touch our nose, our mouth, or rub our eyes, and that is how germs enter our system. And for your kids, because I'm a mom, I get it, really making this a statement. Hey, it's time to wash our hands versus giving them an option like, do you want to wash your hands? And modeling that by hand washing as well, whether it's with them or them watching you do it, is really important. And have them sing that happy birthday song twice to get that 20 seconds to make it a little more fun and lighthearted so they understand how important this is to reduce the risk of getting germs.
I love that. So do you educate your children to sing the happy birthday song? You know, what are some daily habits that you're implementing in your own home?
I love that. And so, yes, we have a preschooler. So as you can imagine, he brings home a lot of germs. But he has a rule that whenever he comes into the home from playing in the park or from school, before he's able to eat a snack, before he's able to go play, he has to wash his hands. So this means him going on his own. And if he doesn't, we say, you have an option. You can go yourself or I will help you to the bathroom. But hand washing is an important part of our home. And I'll be honest, it absolutely really helps because he's not as sick as much as I see his peers because of that hand washing, getting outside, exercise, that prioritizing of sleep. Again, it's risk reduction. Illness happens, but we can do these small things that really can make an impact on our health.
That's exactly right. I love your suggestion of the holistic approach, getting outside, exercise, washing your hands, proper nutrition. Now, Dr. Amin, where can we go for more information to educate on the flu, how to best prevent it, you know, whether you mentioned flu vaccines as well?
Yeah, so for more helpful tips and resources for preventing the spread of germs and helping keep our homes safe during this viral season, make sure you visit Clorox.com.
Wonderful. Well, Dr. Amin, thank you so much for your knowledge. I wish you health and happiness this flu season, and I appreciate all that you're doing to make sure that your patients can prevent it and don't become as sick as they can be. Thanks so much.
Thank you for having me.
This
Well, thanks for joining on this Friday morning edition of Wasatch Weekends. It is coming to a close, our Sundance Film Festival, and man, it has been an exciting week. Lots of great conversations were had with film producers and actors and composers and producers as well. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you next time.